Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Glendora Public Library's 8th Annual Battle of the Books. I can't believe it's been 8 years since we've been doing this, and it's a wonderful opportunity for the young people in our community to read and let everybody know just how much they've read and how much they know about these books. Okay, before my last introduction and the best introduction of the night, I would like to read to you an excerpt from a recent Rotarian magazine, which, by the way, has a worldwide circulation. And it says, and I quote, "Time spent in a library is time not spent in front of a television or iPhone or iPad. That in itself makes the public library the most valuable institution a society could possibly imagine." And now I would like to introduce to you the backbone of the battle, creating and implementing an evening of incredible fun, our very own Cindy Romero.
Good evening. I would like to add my welcome to this evening, one of my favorite events of the year, with our community showing our students how much they support them and their reading efforts. We're excited. We have 11 teams this year, ranging in grades from 6th through 11th grade, also representing a variety of schools. This evening's trivia competition is based on 3 books. Each team was given an official set of the battle books upon registration to use while preparing for the battle. This evening's books are The London Eye Mystery by Siobhan Dowd, which features a young autistic boy and his sister on the case to solve the disappearance of a young friend. Losing It by Glendora's own Aaron Fry follows a young man and his father on the road to recovery following his father's stroke. Peak by Roland Smith. Born to 2 mountain climbing parents, Peak pushes the envelope as he climbs anything, including New York City's skyscrapers, and ends up on the top of the world. Now for the rules of the evening. Each team will consist of 3 members, which we have over here, one of whom shall be the team leader who polls the team members and provides the team's answers. The Master of Ceremonies will ask all questions, and the panel of judges will make the final decisions on all answers. Each team will be asked 1 question per turn. Team members should consult before they give their answer. If a team answers a question correctly, you will hear this sound, and the team will remain in the contest. If a team provides an incorrect answer, you will hear this sound, and the team will be charged with 1 missed question. When a team misses 2 questions, the team will be eliminated from the competition, and you will hear this sound. Teams will have 15 seconds to answer each question. After 10 seconds, the team will be prompted for their answer. If they have not given a correct answer within 15 seconds, they will be charged with 1 missed question. The questions and their answers have been taken directly from the books. We've already talked to the teams and advised them to please phrase their answers as close to the books as possible. The first answer given will be considered their final answer. There will be no opportunity to add to, clarify, or change their answer. Our judges' rulings are final tonight. And most importantly, guys, what are we going to do? We're going to have fun. And now, for the battle. Our first team up today is made up of Elise Whaley, an 8th grader from South Ends Christian PSP, Jaden Whaley, a 6th grader from South Ends Christian PSP, and Joshua Houston Brown, a 9th grader from South Ends Christian PSP. Okay, guys, your question is, in which book did the main character visit his parents in a nursing home?
Losing It.
Correct. Our next team, the Book Adventurers, is made up of Rahul Mahan, a 6th grader from Washington, Amaya Fadness, a 7th grader from Royal Oak Middle School, Devesh Sayu, a 7th grader from Goddard Middle School. Okay, gentlemen, your question is, in which book was the main character charged with criminal trespass, vandalism, and reckless endangerment?
Peak.
Our next team, Frida Deshbude, a 7th grader from Royal Oak, Maya Yasunaga, a 7th grader from Ramona Middle School, and Alexandria Hansen, a 7th grader from Goddard Middle School. Ladies, in which book did the main character like to listen to radio weather forecasts?
The London Eye Mystery.
Our next team, It's Complicated, is made up of Jessie Motor, Peyton Quijano, and Savannah Tapia, all 8th graders from Sandburg Middle School. In which book was one of the characters missing for most of the story?
The London Eye Mystery.
Pi R Squared, Francine Garcia, a 7th grader from St. Francis of Rome, Kevin Rotuni, an 11th grader from iPoly, and Leanna Garcia, an 8th grader from Sandburg Middle School. In which book does the main character's face freeze against the side of a building?
Peak.
Stroke of Genius, Savannah Lisaradello, an 8th grader from Royal Oak Middle School, and Victoria Olivas, a 9th grader from Charter Oak High. Ladies, in which book did the main character join a cross-country team?
Losing It.
Swagasaurus, Corey Chen, Daniel Ray, and Daryl Fan, all 8th graders from Goddard Middle School. Which book opened with a father and son watching a baseball game?
Losing It.
Team Slitherclaw, which, by the way, this is like Ravenclaw and Slytherin mushed into one for their team name. They had to explain it to me earlier. Ladies, this team is made up of Serena Lynn, Jasmine Galvez, and Sydney Parker, all 7th graders from Goddard. The main character in which book said his brain was on a different operating system?
The London Eye Mystery.
The Page Turners, William Landers, a 6th grader at Sandburg, Sylvia Wagner, a 6th grader from Washington, and Grace Moloch, a 6th grader from Sandburg. In which book was there a boy attempting to be the youngest climber to summit Mount Everest?
Peak.
The Reading Challengers. We have Yandel Salas, a 7th grader from Sandburg, Jonathan Salas, a 7th grader from Sandburg, and Dana Hempel, a 7th grader from Royal Oak. In which book were a mother and son scheduled to move to New York?
London Eye Mystery.
Up next, we have the Reading Rainbows. Kaya McWilliams, a 6th grader from Washington, Sarah Jared, a 7th grader from Royal Oak, and Kayla Propernick, a 7th grader from Goddard. Which book featured an overweight teenager trying to get healthy?
Losing It.
We have now reached the end of the first round, and we have 11 teams still in the game! At this point, we're going to change things just a little bit. Rather than asking what book something was from, we're going to ask the students to come up with the answer. So we're going to get rid of this whole which book did thing, and we're going to move on to more specific details. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. When Peak was only 10 feet from the summit, he decided to end his climb so that who could set the age record?
Sun Joe.
The Book Adventurers. What was the first and last name of the boy whose father had a stroke at the beginning of the book?
Bennett Robinson.
Insert your name here. What word did Ted and Kat say simultaneously when Salim's capsule or pod reached 12 o'clock?
No.
attended?
Green Street School.
Up next, we have Pi R Squared. Who came to visit Bennett at Aunt Laura's house after he binged on a chocolate cake, Cheez-Its, and a Butterfinger?
PJ.
G.
That's all right. They've only missed one. We're still okay. Up next, we have Stroke of Genius. Vincent gave Peak 2 of what while Peak was in juvenile detention that would allow him to complete his school term?
Moleskins.
Swagasaurus. What was Bennett's favorite professional baseball team?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Team Slitherclaw. The mountain people who lived on the slopes of the Himalayas were known as what?
Sherpas.
The Page Turners. What was Ted's favorite sport?
Trampolining.
The Reading Challengers. Why did Zopa have Peak and Sunja walk alongside the truck instead of riding in it?
To condition them so they would be ready to climb.
The Reading Rainbows. What relation was Salim to Ted and Kat?
Cousins.
At this point, we have reached the end of round 2 with 11 teams still in the game. Up next, we have the Bibliophiles. The Sherpas used what animal to carry gear up the mountain?
Yak.
Book adventurers. What was the only school organization that Bennett belonged to before joining the cross-country team?
Food Critics of America Club.
Was the Honor Society. That's okay. That's okay. Up next, we have insert your name here. What was Zopa's relationship to Sunja?
Zopa was his grandfather.
It's complicated. Who did Ted's mom give money to for the tickets to ride on the London Eye?
Cat.
Up next, we have Pi R Squared. Who signed Bennett's consent form to join the cross-country team?
His father.
Stroke of genius. How long did it take to make the full circle ride on the London Eye?
30 minutes.
Spagasaurus. What What was Josh's favorite thing to do that Bennett really enjoyed?
Cooking.
Team Slytherclaw. What did Ted call the cereal he ate for breakfast?
Shreddies.
And Shreddy number 12. Page Turners. How did Ted and his family find out Aunt Gloria and Salim were coming for a visit?
Aunt Gloria wrote them a letter.
Reading challengers. What was the name and rank of the Chinese army officer that was in command on Mount Everest?
Captain Shek.
She was ready to answer before I finished reading it. The reading rainbows. What was the name of the boy who taunted PG and Bennett at lunch on the first day of school?
Lewis.
And now we're at the end of round 3 with 11 teams still in the game. Up next we have the bibliophiles. What did Ted's mom serve for dinner the first night Aunt Gloria and Salim visited?
Chicken casserole.
Book adventurers. On his way back to Kathmandu, who did Peake meet at the Friendship Bridge?
Zolpa.
Insert your name here. The ringtone for Salim's mobile phone was the theme music for what motion picture spy?
James Bond.
It's complicated. Ted thought the London Eye was designed to look like what?
A bicycle wheel.
Pi r squared. How old was Sun Joe?
14.
Stroke of genius. Salim thought Ted must know an awful lot because he had shelves of what kind of books in his room?
Encyclopedias.
Swagasaurus. What was the first name of the girl Bennett had a conversation with in English class?
Taylor.
Slytherclaw. When they walked across the bridge en route to the London Eye, what river did they cross?
Thames.
The Page Turners. What color and symbol did Peake use to tag both the buildings he climbed and his Everest prayer flag?
Blue Mountain on a yellow flag.
What was a blue mountain? Yes, the Everest flag was on a yellow flag. The Reading Challengers. What was the name of Bennett's school?
Truman Middle School.
Reading Rainbows. As they waited in the ticket queue, who did Salim give his camera to?
Ted.
Now at the end of round 4, we still have 11 teams in the game. Bibliophiles, your question is, what was Bennett's 13-year-old cousin's name?
Kylie.
Book adventurers. Aunt Laura suggested that Bennett do something in the morning with Uncle Jim to help get into better shape. What did Bennett do that first morning?
Walk.
Insert your name here. How old was Salim?
13.
It's complicated. What was the name of the girl Bennett and Taylor babysat?
Maddie.
Pi r squared. What was the name of Pete's literary mentor or English teacher? We need your answer, guys.
Mr. Marcello.
Unfortunately, his name was Vincent, and that means that pi r squared, we need to give them a great big. Up next, we have stroke of genius. What was the name of Bennett's father's physical therapist?
Jamel.
Swagasaurus. Which character did not like hugs of any kind?
Ted.
Team Slitherclaw. Who did Peek refer to as P and P?
His younger sisters, Paula and Patris.
The page turners. Welcome back. To help solve the mystery, Kat tore a page out of what book?
The phone book.
Reading challengers. What was the full first and last name of Ted's sister? We need your answer.
Catherine.
Her name is Katrina Spark. That's Reading rainbows. Ladies. What color was the jacket used in the disguise worn by Marcus and Salim?
Pink.
At the end of round 5, we have 10 teams still in the game. Round 6, the bibliophiles. Bennett and his dad enjoyed what favorite game foods?
Burgers and fries.
Burgers and fries, what else? Book adventurers. What colors were used for the cross-country team jersey?
Blue and gold.
Blue and gold. Insert your name here. What was the name of Josh Wood's adventure travel company?
Peak Experience.
complicated. What did Ted say was his favorite theory about how Salim disappeared?
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion. Stroke of genius. What board game did Maddie, Taylor, and Bennett play?
Monopoly.
Swagasaurus. Between what two countries was the Friendship Bridge located?
Tibet and Nepal.
Life or claw? What was the last name of the detective inspector in charge of finding Salim?
Pierce.
Page turners. PG was not a Dodgers fan. Which major league team did he root for?
Giants.
The Giants. Reading challengers. What nickname did Kat's father use for her when she was small?
Kitten.
Reading rainbows. When his dad told him to call someone, why didn't Bennett phone 911 immediately?
Because he couldn't find the phone right away.
Now at the end of round 6, we still have 10 teams in the game. Bibliophile. What was the first and last name of the reporter who climbed on Mount Everest with Pete?
Holly Angelo.
Book adventurers. What was the first name of Bennett's father?
Paul.
Insert your name here. How many sisters did PG have?
3.
It's complicated. What did Peak refer to the product as that the climbers used to help prevent sunburn? We need your answer. It's time. It's glacial cream. So rather than sunscreen up on Everest, they use glacial cream. Up next, we have Stroke of Genius. What was Ted's dad's favorite TV show? We need your answer, ladies.
Friends.
Ooh, good guess. Everyone fine. Laurel and Hardy. Swagasaurus. As the nurse at the hospital explained to Bennett that he needed to speak with the doctor, the conversation was interrupted by whom?
Aunt Laura.
Aunt Laura, who else? Light or claw? For as long as he could remember, Bennett's Uncle Jim referred to him by what nickname?
Sport.
Sport. Page turners. How old was Salim in the photo Aunt Gloria gave the detective?
8.
Reading challengers. What mode of transportation did Sanjo use to get himself and Pete to Zopa's temple?
A scooter.
It was a motorcycle. Held together with duct tape. I'm sorry, guys. That means we need to put our hands together. Up next, we have the reading rainbows. Ted's mom said that their front garden was the size of what?
A postage stamp.
Now at the end of round 7, we have 9 teams in the game. Up next, we have the bibliophiles.
Yes, we do. Right here.
How much younger than Bennett was his cousin Josh?
2 years.
Book adventurers. What was Ted's mother's first name?
Faith.
Insert your name here. What did Ted choose to wear every day of the week, even when he wasn't going to school?
His school uniform.
It's complicated. Bennett's cousins were involved in what sport?
Soccer.
Stroke of genius. Aunt Glory referred to Ted as the spitting image of whom?
Andy Warhol.
It's the spitting image of his grandfather. Everyone, please put your hands together. Up next, we have Swagasaurus. Gentlemen. What was the well-known place where PG and Bennett staked out a spot for lunch on the first day of school?
The wall.
The 8th grade wall. Slither Claw. How old was Pete the first time his father took him climbing?
5.
The Page Turners. Ted's father worked in what field?
He was a demolition expert.
The Reading Rainbows. When Uncle Jim took Bennett to visit his dad, they had a discussion regarding Bennett's unhappiness about his size. Uncle Jim's one-word advice was what?
Shrink.
At the end of round 8, we have 8 teams in the game. Another heavy kid was in the PE class with Bennett. What was his name?
PJ?
His name was Drew. Book Book adventurers. What was Salim's father's first name?
Rashid.
Insert your name here. What class did Bennett have after fifth period history?
English.
He had... It's complicated. Who was Bennett's cross-country coach? We need your answer, ladies. And that's time. The answer is Coach Mendoza, and everyone please help me give a hand. Up next, we have Swagasaurus. When Ted figured out how Salim had vanished and none of his family would listen to him, whom did he call?
Inspector Pierce.
Inspector Pierce. I wanted to say Ghostbusters. Slither Claw. Bennett brought a book to read to his dad about a legendary basketball coach. What was the full name of this coach?
John Wooden.
The Page Turners. Salim was finally found on what number floor of the barracks building? He was found on the 24th floor. Reading rainbows. What did Marcus find in the pocket of Shannon's pink jacket when he was putting it back into her wardrobe?
The money.
Salim Sal. At the end of round 9, we have 7 teams in the game. Start round 10. Teams, as a reminder, try and, if you're not up here, if you're talking, they can hear the answers. You're going to give them away. Bibliophiles. Here we go. Louise taped an ad for Jenny Craig to Bennett's locker with what word written in big red letters?
Lardo.
Book adventurers. Salim promised Marcus he would send him a postcard from what location in New York?
Empire State Building.
Insert your name here. On the first day of cross country, what was the name of the girl who struck up a conversation with Bennett?
Kendra.
Swagasaurus. Gentlemen. What nickname did Ted's dad use to describe Aunt Gloria?
Hurricane Gloria.
Slitherclaw. What were the names of the 2 Sherpas that traveled with Peak and Senjo to base camp and to the summit?
Yogi and Yash.
Yogi and Yash. Page turners. What famous American pop artist pictures did Aunt Gloria want Ted to see?
Andy Warhol's.
Reading rainbows. When Kat referred to Ted as a neek, in her view, a neek was a cross between what two words?
Nerd and geek.
A nerd and a geek. At the end of round 10, we have 7 teams in the game. Bibliofiles, here we go. Following Peke's climb, for what event was he in a hurry to get home?
The P's birthday.
The names of the Pees. Book adventurers. Where did Ted's mom and Aunt Gloria sit while Salim was riding on the London Eye?
In a cafe.
Insert your name here. What condition did Bennett's dad have that caused him to stop breathing in his sleep?
A stroke.
He had sleep apnea. And that means we need to put our hands Swagasaurus. According to Rashid, what did Salim ask his father the last time he visited him?
If you could stay with him.
Litherclaw. When Captain Sheck arrived by helicopter at Camp 4, whom did he arrest?
Zopa.
Page turners. And Gloria announced that Salim decided to give New York a trial period of how long?
Hmm. 6 months.
Reading rainbows. After Salim was rescued, Salim told Ted he was a neek. Neek didn't mean nerds and geeks. Instead, it was short for what word?
Unique.
Unique. At the end of round 11, we have 6 teams in the game. Bibliophiles. On the first morning Zopa was going to take Peke up to ABC camp, what specifically was wrong with Peke?
A sore throat.
Book adventurers. How many capsules or pods were on the London Eye?
32.
Swagasaurus. What was the name of the first doctor who was charged with taking care of Bennett's dad? We need your answer, guys.
Dr. Jackson.
It was Dr. Kelly. And everyone, please put your hands together. Slitherclaw. In order to help climbers acclimate to the altitude, how many camps were there on the route up to the summit of Mount Everest?
5.
There were 6. Page turners. To describe Salim's disappearance, What line from Laurel and Hardy did Ted's dad quote?
Another fine mess.
Another fine mess indeed. The Reading Rainbows. Before giving the camera to Captain Sheck, Peek removed the memory card and hid it somewhere safe. Where did he hide it?
His sock.
At the end of round 12, we still have 5 teams in the game. Bibliophiles, here we go. According to his doctors, Ted had difficulty with what form of communication?
Body language.
Book adventurers. At school, who was Kent's best friend?
Tiffany.
Ravenclaw. What was the motto of those trying to get acclimatized?
Take it slow.
I think that would be a good one, but unfortunately it was climb high, sleep low. Please put your hands together. Up next we have the page turners. When he finished a weekend crossword, Ted's dad always said what?
Bingo.
Reading Rainbows. What was Pete's last name?
Marcella.
At the end of round 13, we have 4 teams in the game. Bibliophiles, here we go. My clicker's not working. How many months after his 5th birthday did Bennett's mother pass away?
Two.
It was 3 months. And we're gonna need to put our hands together. Book adventurers. When Ted was little, Ted's teacher said that he had an unusual way of drawing a certain object. What had Ted drawn?
Egg.
Page turners. Which side of Mount Everest was Josh planning to climb with Peak?
Northern.
Reading Rainbows. Who did Marcus tell his mom he was with on the day he helped Salim disappear?
The Scouts.
He was with the Scouts. At the end of round 14, we have 3 teams still in the game. All 3 teams have missed a question so far. If we run into a round where all 3 teams miss their next question, we will then repeat the round until there is a team, at least one team, that got the question right and the others did not. So, one team didn't miss one. Which one?
We missed one.
They missed one.
There's 3 teams left.
And all 3 have missed a question, yes? Yes. Did I not say that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I get very confused every now and then. Here we go. Round 15, Book Adventurers. You ready, guys? After all of that, we have to play. Considering his love of baseball, what was Bennett's dream job?
Professional umpire.
Page turners. Where did Salim find water while he was trapped in the barracks?
In the toilet.
Reading rainbows. What was the name of the building in New York that Peake scaled at the beginning of the book?
The Woolworth Building.
Round 16. Here we go. The Book Adventurers. According to Salim, what was the worst part of being trapped in the barracks?
The sounds in the night.
Sounds The page turners. At the end of the story, Ted felt he had gone from having 3 friends to how many friends? We need your answer, guys.
6.
Reading rainbows. According to Peake, what altitude was known as the death zone? We need your answer, guys.
Above campfire.
26,000. Everyone put your hands together. Two teams left. Here we go. Book Adventurers. What was the name of the Buddhist blessing ritual that Zopa performed for some timers?
A puja.
At the end of the story, Ted thought of a nickname for Salim. What was it? We need your answer, guys.
Washer Supreme Salim.
Round 18, Book Adventurers. What was the name of the new kid that Bennett spoke with prior to the first cross-country practice?
Calvin.
Calvin. Page turners. The 5th cross-country meet was held at what middle school?
Meadowbrook.
Round 19, Book Adventurers. Late at night when he couldn't sleep, Ted liked to listen to what?
The radio forecast.
It was the shipping forecast. Hang on, the page turners need to get this right in order to win. Otherwise, we're going to play the round again. Page turners. Yeah. Which Major League team did Maddie like?
Giants.
Padres. Round 20, Book Adventurers. What was Salim's favorite sport?
Tennis.
Hey, Turner. My heart's going. While Josh and Bennett were playing cards in the hospital, what was the first amazing thing they noticed about Bennett's dad?
His hand twitched.
Round 21, book adventures. On the first day of practice, how long did it take Bennett to run 1/2 mile?
7 minutes and 6 seconds.
Page turners. According to Ted, what did Kat do when she was thinking?
She moved around.
Round 22, book adventurers. When Bennett told his father he was considering trying out for the cross-country team, what 3 words did his father finally tell him?
Go for it.
Page turners. After learning that Calvin would not be available for the race, the team also learned that Vendeep had been hospitalized for what reason? We need your answer, guys.
Sprained ankle.
You've been hospitalized for a seizure, which means we will be crowning the book adventure. So, to start with, we are going to announce our second place team, which is the Page Turners, made up of William Landers, Sylvia Wagner, and Grace Mullock. Okay, Grace, William, and Sylvia. Here you go. And so we've got certificates for you. Give us a minute. We have to write your names on them. We didn't know ahead of time who it was going to be. We also have, for each member of this second place team, a $25 gift card for them to go pick a prize. There you go. So everyone else, give them a nice round of applause. Okay, real quick picture. Congratulations, guys. So grab your seats. And after 22 rounds, our first place team tonight is the Book Adventurers, made up of Raul Mohan, Amaya Fadness, and Debesh Sahu. And for these gentlemen, we have a $50 gift card for them to buy their wine. Congratulations, guys. So, the first thing I would like to do is thank all of you for coming out and supporting these kids. And oh my gosh, everybody, settle down a little bit now, or I think it's probably just me. But I want to thank all of you for coming out to support these kids and all the wonderful work that they've obviously put into this and preparing for this. So, yay!